What's up and welcome to My Point of View. I am your fat and opinionated host, and I think we all knew that it was only a matter of time before the weirdos came out. At least I knew. Because I cover stories like this all the time, and I see stuff like this all the time, and of course what I'm talking about is now Bryan Kohberger has a group of fans. He even has some love interest, one woman by the name of Brittany J. Hislope, hopefully I'm pronouncing her name wrong. If I'm not, then who cares? She seems to be obsessed with Bryan Kohberger, and she's starting to freak people out online because she's constantly professing her love for this guy. And listen, I know there's people who do weird things on the internet for attention all the time. If this was one of those cases, I wouldn't even be making a video. It wouldn't be worth my time. I know there's a lot of people out there fishing for reactions, and they do outrageous things because they want attention. When it comes to Brittany, I don't believe that's the case, because I've looked into this woman just a little bit, and she has a history of going after like people who are incarcerated and going after people who have taken people's lives and stuff like that. And what is it with women? I know it's not all women. You do not have to come in my comment section. All women aren't like this. I get it. But why? It's a unique thing with women. Why is there a certain portion of women who absolutely become obsessed and they love these serial killers? Every serial killer you see, they have a long line of groupies. Some of them show up in court. We've all seen it with Manson. We've seen it with several different high-profile people, evil people, if you will. But I'm going to tell you this right now. You may think that this is something rare. Like, oh, only a few people in society are like this. No. Okay? You all watching these videos, you have no idea the type of stuff I see and deal with, especially in my social media inboxes. Over on my main channel, we call out a lot of celebrities and stuff like that. So I'm used to getting fan bases attacking me. Attacking me, trying to harass me, reporting my videos and pictures and all that stuff. I'm used to that from fan bases of like Ezra Miller, Britney Spears, Will Smith, you name it. But when it comes to these serial killers, it gets even crazier. One time I made a video and just fleetingly mentioned the Night Stalker. And of course, I didn't have anything positive to say about the guy. He's a freaking psychopath murderer. But I had a whole tribe, a whole cult of people get absolutely upset, and they threatened me that I better never talk about the Night Stalker on YouTube ever again. These people, they have fan bases like a celebrity. Bryan Kohberger is building up his fan base right now, regardless if he knows it or not. And then we have women like this who just fall head over heels in love with these people. They lust after people who do horrible things. And why is that? Why is that? And like I said, this happens at a higher rate than what you would think. I thought that, yeah, of course there's crazy people out there in the world. But once I made a YouTube channel and I actively talked about cases like this one, every single case, there's this cult following that crowds around these guys who take women's lives and other people's lives, and these women absolutely love it. And I kind of find it ironic that Kohberger, of course, maybe he was weird, socially awkward, whatever. Kohberger actually had something going for himself. If Kohberger hadn't have done what he did, or what he allegedly did, Kohberger had something going for himself. Kohberger was probably going to be a successful person moving forward, right? Yet Kohberger had an issue with women. Kohberger couldn't find a woman. A lot of people think that Kohberger was an incel. Kohberger had trouble connecting with women. None of them cared about the fact that he was on the road to becoming a successful person. No, who cares about that? But now that Kohberger has allegedly brutally unalived 4 people in dramatic fashion, now women are interested. Women weren't interested in Kohberger before when he had a successful, bright future ahead of him. But now that he's in jail probably for the rest of his life and he murdered 4 people, now he's attractive to women. And we see this type of stuff all the time, but just on different levels. Like you see young, successful men get passed on all the time while women go after gangbangers and they go after people who are in the streets, they go after prisoners and all that type of stuff. It's this mentality that is in women that I really want to know what makes them think this way. Of course, not all women, but the women who are this way, why? It's really weird. But let's go ahead and dive into this article so you all can have a better understanding of what is happening here. A woman has been creating a lot of buzz lately, but for all the wrong reasons after declaring her love for the prime suspect in the Idaho 4 case. Brittany J. Hislop on her Facebook page has released multiple posts pronouncing her admiration for Bryan Kohberger. She also apparently has sent several letters to him. I want to pause right here real quick. I went to this woman's Facebook. I looked all the way through it. To go over all of her posts, I would have to make a whole video series about it. This woman drops like Facebook posts that are like 7 paragraphs long, talking out of the side of her neck about Bryan Kohberger and all this weird stuff. If you all would like me to go through some of those posts, maybe I will in a future video, but I have to know that you all are interested in that because, man, I don't know if I really want to read through all of what this woman has to say because it's absolutely psychotic. But if you're interested in that, let me know down in the comments below and maybe I can make another couple of videos today or tomorrow going over some of her posts. But don't worry, we will go over a couple of them in this video. Let's go forward. The 28-year-old PhD student Kohberger has been accused of unaliving 4 University of Idaho students. While the majority of people across the world, especially in the U.S., are posting their hate towards him, Hislop has only shared about her liking for him. Oh man. There is no critical information about Hislop on the social media platform except that she's single and started her Facebook account in 2019. The woman has posted a huge number of pictures on the site, and some of her posts have revealed that she has a son. Her post dedicated to Kohberger seem to have begun recently. One of her bizarre public shares read, "I don't want to lose sight of the seriousness of Bryan's situation. And when I think of people harming him and having no mercy on him and being inhumane, I know that it affects me. And although he's innocent until proven guilty, if he did do that for reasons that are unknown to people, some people won't understand why I'd be the caring way that I am towards him, and would think that he deserves things that I wouldn't agree with, and that would concern me for him." Another post from her page said, "When it comes to Bryan, whom I've mentioned my feelings for, I feel that even if he wouldn't have feelings for me, and although I know he has bigger things to worry about, I think it's unfortunate that if he doesn't know about me and what I've mentioned on here that others can know, but he doesn't." It added, "I'm someone that if I had the right man for me that's my perfect match, would be so grateful that he's my closest friend and confidant, that truly loves me and that I'd never experience betrayal from, and that would never wrong me like others have, and that includes types of wrongdoings and deceit, and are wrong towards me and unacceptable." And just to let you all know, I'm not having trouble reading. This woman just types really weird. But I just want to pause right there. There's more for me to share, but can we get this woman off the streets? It's a good thing that I'm not in control of the world, because if I saw people like this, oh, you're really attracted to the fact that he murdered 4 young college students. Oh, you're really sympathetic towards that. You love him. Okay. Well, here's a jail cell right next to him. Cut and dry. These people do not belong in society. I am tired of pretending. Like a lot of these people that walk amongst us should be here. A lot of them shouldn't. Let's just be honest. People like this, they have no place in today's society. Do you think that she's going to be a productive member of society? How long before she does something terrible to someone, or how long before she's used as an accomplice to do something terrible to someone? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand, and sometimes I totally despise the fact that I have to coexist with some of these people walking on Earth. It's like Thanos from the Marvel movies, if you've ever seen him. He gets the Infinity Gauntlet and he snaps, and half of society disappears. That's kind of what we need. Maybe not half of society, maybe like one fourth, maybe even a smaller percentage of that. But like, I hate that when I go to the gas station, I have to worry about bumping shoulders with people like this, because these people are dangerous. They're psychotic. And in today's world, we're normalizing stuff like this instead of looking down upon it. All the comments I just made in this video, they will offend someone. There's someone sitting on their couch in their lazy boy, at work on their phones, totally pissed off by what I just said, because they're more offended by my words than they are about this woman who is blatantly online professing her love for someone who allegedly took the lives of 4 young students. That's where we're at in today's society. Well, let's go ahead and hop right back into this article. Hislop's words have left people disgusted, as a user tweeted, "She seems to have issues. I went on her old Instagram account, and the way she captions her post and talks about hoping her relationship with her incarcerated partner is good gives off weird vibes. She just seems creepy." Yeah, you think? She seems to have issues. Yeah, obviously. Someone else said, "I thought I had seen it all. Apparently I haven't. Please meet the girl who has fallen in love with Bryan Kohberger and writes him daily." Bryan Kohberger's biggest fan, Brittany J. Hislop, has posted multiple posts writing to him and hopefully moves towards a relationship, as she feels he is her masculine counterpart. The woman's Facebook was also filled with comments against her, as a person told her, "Seek professional help." Another person slammed her and wrote, "Please go, get some mental help, please. Sad your son has to deal with you. You need professional help, as does your son." And see, this is where the situation really gets serious for me. One thing you'll learn about me is I'm an extremely accepting person. I honestly don't care what you do with your personal life. If it's not affecting me, if it's not infringing upon the freedom of speech and stuff like that, and if you're not bothering kids, and if you're not affecting kids, then I'm fine. Like, I have no problem with people who want to be drag queens and stuff like that. Cool, go do drag, have a blast. Don't do drag in front of kids. That's when I have an issue. I always have an issue when the innocence of kids is brought into the situation. I'm a firm believer that kids should be able to be kids. It's a small chunk of your life that you never get back. Those few years, a decade or so, of innocence, of being a child, of being a kid, every human being should be able to experience that without wacko adults doing weird crap around them. I'm concerned because this woman has a son, okay? I don't care if he's 4 years old or if he's 20. This woman has a son who was raised under her, who was raised by a woman who obsessed over killers and writes them in jail and goes and visits them in jail. How do you think her son came out? Would you be surprised if 6 months from now we hear that her son did something like Bryan Kohberger? I wouldn't be. But even if her son came out as a good person, a great person, I feel bad that kids are subjected to people like this. I feel horrible about that. No person should have to grow up with a parent like this. And listen, if you're a single woman and you ain't got nothing going in your life and you want to write these inmates and do all that stuff, go ahead, whatever. You have kids. Now your actions don't just affect you, they affect your kids. Is your kid going to go to school and everyone's going to label him as the kid with the weird mom who writes serial killers in jail? There's so many different layers to this. I could go over it and dissect it all day. But at the end of the day, I think we just all need to acknowledge that these people are psychotic. And I think the overall bigger conversation we need to have here is that there is a severe mental health crisis in our country, all around the world, for sure everywhere, and more specifically in our country, and we're not addressing it. We're normalizing stuff like this. So right now, people may still think this is creepy, but give it 10 or 20 years, this will be normal behavior. Look at all of the stuff that is considered normal behavior now that 5 years ago we would have lost our minds over. This type of stuff, it's going to keep happening. It's only going to get worse. And like I said, if you think this is just a one-off, oh, this is just a random woman that's like that, you haven't seen my inbox. Trust me, they're out there, they're crazy, and I mean, who knows what's going to happen in the future with these type of people. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Like I said, if you want me to go through some of this lady's creepy Facebook posts, if you're interested in seeing that, I almost don't want to have to deal with it or read it, but if you're interested in seeing it, let me know. Maybe I'll make some videos about it. But drop your opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and remember, always remain opinionated.